Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is safe. And let's keep everyone in our prayers who have been impacted by the storm. You know, we come on YouTube to laugh and have a little fun, but some people are experiencing hardships and we don't want to forget about them. So let's keep them in our prayers and let's send them some positive vibes. Let's talk about Monique Samuels, Peaks and Valleys. When Monique first came on the scene as a Potomac housewife, what is seared in my mind is when she pulled up in her Bentley at the Willard Hotel. She was meeting the women for high tea. And when she pulled up and when she got out of her car, I'm telling you, she was the epitome of what I believe a housewife should be when it comes to these shows. She walks in, she comes through those revolving doors. Her posture was perfect, the way she was carrying her purse, the hat. She had such a warm, ladylike presence when she came in and she greeted Robin and Karen. So pretty, so warm, so welcoming. Unfortunately, she was the complete opposite of Giselle. Now, Giselle got chills, or should I say frostbitten, because she tried to come for Monique. And Monique humbly told her, I have 4 homes.
You from the area?
We're actually looking for a home in Potomac, Maryland.
You don't have a home?
I have 4 homes.
Okay.
I ain't mad with you. Just run down the real estate information.
When Giselle's head cocked, remember it cocked to the side? That's why she got minor whiplash from that. That's what you would call minor whiplash. Giselle never recovered from that. She never recovered. She was not anticipating Monique to say that I have 4 homes. I guess she was thinking that she was going to be in the same situation as her and Robin, and she wasn't. And that bothered Giselle. And I don't think Giselle's neck ever recovered, nor her budding friendship with Monique. And let me know in the comments section if Monique is the one that gave Robin and Giselle the Green-Eyed Bandit nickname. Was that Monique? At the time, she was married to Chris Samuels, who was a retired NFL player. He had played in the NFL for 10 years. Suffice it to say, Chris was a very good catch. So we're going to fast forward from season 2 all the way to season 5, where we have this infamous fight between Monique and Candace. Can someone please tell me what got so bad between Monique and Candace? I know Candace has a smart mouth, but I felt like for that particular season, Candace was pretty docile when it came to Monique. I didn't see her antagonizing Monique. And when that season wrapped, when season 5 wrapped, now listen to this. When that season wrapped, Monique officially introduced us to Hazel, and that's her alter ego rap persona.
I was born ready, but I'm never done.
I did not watch the video at that time because I had basically kind of washed my hands of supporting Monique. I just watched the video for the first time today. No expense was spared. The video was cute. The video was titled Drag Queen. The title, I don't know. If she had to do it all over again, I wonder if she would still title it Drag Queen. Even though she had drag queens in the video, she still also told Candace that she was going to drag her. But that was years ago. Both of the ladies basically had filed assault charges, but both of those assault charges were dismissed in 2019. And then approximately 2 years after that, Monique and Chris, they find a new home with new castmates on Love and Marriage DC. And on this show, this is when we really saw Monique and Chris's relationship. And we saw that, oh, wow, there are some problems there. And there was one scene that did not show Monique in a positive light. I don't feel this way about her now, but at that time, I thought, girl, you need a reality check. And I can see why your mother-in-law have problems with you. I don't feel that way now, but that's how I felt at the time. Monique, Chris, and the children had just come back from a first-class trip to Africa. They showed the video footage. It looked amazing. Monique and her husband, they're unpacking from this amazing trip. And Monique started nagging Chris. That's what I saw. And Chris felt that she was nagging too because Chris lost it. And you know, Chris has always been so even-keeled. And so it was really surprising to see him get upset. And I blamed Monique. And they're literally unpacking, and Monique wanted to kind of relive parts of the trip, and she wanted insight. And I remember she was telling him she wanted to see growth or whatever. And he was just like, what are you talking about? And I mean, the camera crew had to separate them. He was so upset with her. In 2023, Monique and Chris call it quits after 11 years of marriage. Now, I got a little bit more. 10 months ago, Monique did an interview with Dear Future Wifey here on YouTube. And while I was listening to her interview, I realized that her marriage ended for the same reasons my first marriage ended. She was married for 11 years. I was married for 11 years. And she discussed how Chris wasn't fulfilling her needs and vice versa. I stopped the interview because I know that astrology is true. There is a lot of truth in astrology. And so I looked up their astrological signs. Monique is a Libra and Chris is a Leo. Those two signs are not compatible. And that was the same issue that I had with my first husband. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but as a rule of thumb, you will not find a Leo and a Libra in a successful relationship. My sign and my husband's signs were totally different, but they were still incompatible. Now listen to this. Now, a Leo is highly compatible with an Aries. Guess who's an Aries? Stacy. Both are fire signs. So if Stacy was available, she and Chris probably would date because there's a common energy. Now the question is Stacy trying to appeal to black men? And I would say no. Remember when she and Karen got into an argument and Karen told Stacy that she was ugly? And Stacy pointed to her face and Stacy said, "This is not ugly." Stacy knows she's a gorgeous woman. And then Karen clarified and said, "You look horrible in your clothes. You look horrible in your clothes." The elephant in the conversation was Stacy's missing booty and Stacy's missing hips. Now, she could have gotten that fixed, but she's not going to get that fixed because she's trying to appeal to rich white men. Just like TJ is not trying to appeal to black women. I could be wrong. I haven't looked him up. I don't know who he's dating, but I know that when he first came on the show with her, I was thinking, what's going on with his hair? He gave me the impression that he grew up in a white community and there were no black barbers around. And he went and got his hair cut from whatever those that franchise was back in the 70s and 80s. And it looks like he still goes to those places. And Monique did an interview about 10 months ago on the Dear Future Wifey podcast here on YouTube. She talked about her new life as a single mom, being a business owner. She started an essential oils line, so she's still doing that. She homeschools her children. And she made a beautiful statement when it comes to being content. And it reminded me of the Apostle Paul when he said that he had learned to be content whether he was rich or whether he was poor. Let's listen to Monique's version.
I don't have to fly first class as long as me and my 4 kids, the 4 of us, me and my 3 kids can get on the plane. We flying Southwest.
Yep.
It's what is it? The fares that be like low.
Heck yeah.
We ain't gotta worry about choosing those seats or paying for no bags.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing. I just move and I flow. I don't mind. Like, I don't feel any type of way. I never allowed my identity to be associated or attached to what I had. So, and I still have everything I need.
Monique she really does look content in this interview. Of course, I'm recording this before I see the next episode. I believe she's going to be in the next episode. She plugged her essential oils business. She still has that going on. And I'm interested to hear what you all have to say about Monique. Please don't forget to like this video. Let me know your thoughts, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon.